And we're live. Welcome to the podcast.
I don't get no like intro with the song.
This is the homie. I can't do songs because they got demonetization. I could get my video shut down if I put a song. But
Oh,
it's your host with the most, Michael.
you can't even do introductions.
I'm gonna do it. I can't do music.
Like you to me.
This is the one and only guacamole, roly poly, the homie. If you know me, she the homie. You should know this. She from the town. She be around. She's strong and silent. She don't make a sound. Ooh, I'm poetic.
My sister
This the
comes out in the
homie.
back.
This is the homie, Karina. Ezazazazamunis.
Say my name one more time.
All right. How you doing, Karina?
I'm
Welcome to the
doing good.
podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank
You doing
you.
good?
Thanks.
All right. You doing good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. First thing I want to talk about is what have you been doing since COVID-19? All right, so we're going to start it off like this. We're going to do an upside and a downside. So what is the upside so far from being quarantined, and the downside? Of course, there's going to be a lot of downsides, but the one that most likely relates to you. So you can start it off. Or do you want me to start it off?
You can start, yeah. So I can get
I'll
like
start it
little
off with your house. All right, check it out. So with COVID-19, I feel like, of course, there's always going to be a downside. Luckily, me and you and many others we care for do not have the COVID-19 virus. So that's one thing, of course, I'm going to be grateful for. But of course, the downside is, you can't do what you usually do. You can't go outside. You can't do your routine basis, day-to-day, thing you do.
Right.
So for me, especially downside would have to be being active. So I noticed that ever since COVID started, I haven't been, of course, going out to school, going to work, going to the gym. All gyms are closed. So I noticed that there was a rapid gain in my weight. So one thing I would have to say is a big downside from COVID is my weight gain. I haven't been active, but you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You see that? That's not the sweater. That's my body. I'm built like an upside down triangle. Wait.
That's the sweater.
Triangle like this.
Oh God.
No, but downside, I haven't been active, and I miss doing a lot of things. Miss seeing a lot of people in person. As you can see, we're doing my podcast, my first podcast. Through online. If it was, the corona's over, that's when we start doing the face-to-face in person. So yeah, just to cut it short, my downside is rapid gain weight and not being social. And I'll say my upside is a lot of time to reflect. You know what I mean? It's times like this where, as messed up as it sounds, it forces people to realize you have now the opportunity to have time with the people you care for. One thing specifically for me is, when the COVID wasn't going on, I was either work, school, or just out doing whatever.
Yeah.
But having the fact that it's summer and COVID's out, I've been spending more time with my family, which, made me realize that there's a lot more things important than going out and stuff. Not only that, but I feel like through this quarantine, I'm going to be coming out of this quarantine a different person, if you know what I mean. Because this quarantine from the COVID virus makes you realize a lot of things, such as, you should be more grateful that you're living. Because COVID's crazy. It's killing millions of people. As much as people joke about, oh, did you just cough? Or, oh, did you just sneeze? In the end of the day, there are people losing their lives to this. And I'm grateful that I have a lot of people I care for. And I haven't not yet have anyone tell me about any symptoms of COVID. So I would say my positive, just to keep it short, I'm healthy and the people I care for are healthy. Negative, not being social and gaining a little bit of weight, but
we working on that. We working on that.
I turn fat and the muscle just do it. You feel me?
You feel me? You feel me? I see you. I see you.
This ain't a hoodie. This is a tight shirt, but you don't even know. All right, I'm gonna stop. All right. How about you, Karina? What's some positive and negatives from this quarantine?
All right, so I'm gonna start with the negatives.
Negatives.
Yeah. I think during this whole like, well, should I say like when it all started? Because it started when we were in school.
It's all up to you. All up to you.
Okay. So when all this started, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of frustrating. I was in school, so like, I mean, we were in school.
Right.
So I mean, it was a frustrating time because you wanna go to school, and that's the place with an environment where we learn and stuff. So having that like switch to like coming home and doing everything at home, it just felt like a lot to handle and very overwhelming for me. I was a commuter, so like for me, I was never at school. I was at school for like homework and like classes and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'd come home, and like that was my kind of like separation. Like at home, I'm kind of like just chilling or spending time with family, but at school, it's like a serious like focus time. I get my shit done. But it felt like everything like I needed to get when I was at home, like I needed to do my homework, I needed to do chores, I needed to wake up early, I needed to be in class. Like
you woke up early?
Yes, I had a class early.
I ain't trying to pee, but waking up early, huh?
Yeah, it's a serious thing.
You wake up early now?
Well,
just for the camera?
When I was in class, not now. Now I wake up like I'm fucking 11. But back when I was in school, like during the school time, I was waking up early.
Right.
But I guess it's just hard. It was hard to do everything at once. So I guess that was like a negative thing for like learning how to balance things out. Because at first it just felt like a lot. That's just that, and just being extra cautious. It's like you said, it's no joke. It's actually really serious, and it should be taken seriously. I think at first we were kind of like, I'm not gonna lie. At first I was like, what the fuck? People are being dramatic and being overwhelmed. Like I don't know. It just felt like people were overreacting with like the
watch your profanity. This for you too.
Oh shit!
I'm playing with you. No. I can change. No. You can change the settings. I'm playing with you. Continue.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can fucking call. You can cuss whatever you fucking want. Like I could put the settings different shirt. No. You straight. This ain't for kids, but this is for kids. You know what I mean? It's for everybody.
So should I not cuss?
No, you can cuss whenever the fuck you want. No. I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
I just want to test
you. I'm gonna speak.
No. Be yourself. This is a podcast. Come on, we chilling, man.
I had a burp. Oh, that was for the homies.
She's single for anybody who wants her.
No, I don't.
In the bio, social media. Her social media is in the bio.
Actually, no, I am not single.
She's capping. What was he saying?
All right, anyway. A good thing, a positive thing when all this shit happened. When the COVID situation crisis thing happened.
Positive, negatives. Yeah,
I'm going to the positive now. Like you said about like spending time with family, I think I got really close to my family when this shit happened. Like I feel like we just spent more time together since we were all in the house locked down. So like we'd play games, we'd talk more. I mean, there was a couple of arguments here and there because we were just together for too long. But like, it made us really like get closer. So I like that. For sure.
That's good. Okay. That's pretty good. So my next question connected to the COVID. What is something, I already spoke on it a little bit. So what is something you have kind of changed after COVID? Let's say coronavirus over. It's just all signs of it gone. What is something that you're going to change in your lifestyle that you didn't do before COVID that you're going to do now? Something that's like a little different. Because everything's going to be different, man. Like I'm talking about, you go to parties, you go to clubs. Even though people might say it's gone, you don't know. Like you could be in a party. I feel like everything's going to be different. We're going to be in the party, coming from the town. The parties, we body to body when we getting hyphy, you feel me? So I feel like when we're in the party, everyone's body to body. So you might see a little 3 feet distance when parties start happening. It'd be like everybody's gonna bring their own bottles. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody finna.
That's true.
But what you think? What you think is gonna be different for you personally after the whole coronavirus is just wiped out?
Wiped out. I think I'm
Yeah.
still wear a mask. I think I'm
Still
still
wear a
gonna wear a
mask?
mask. Yeah, definitely. Even though people have been saying that like wearing a mask doesn't make a difference, that people
Exactly.
still get the coronavirus even wearing a mask. So I'm like, I
Oh,
don't even know at
bro.
this point.
Didn't I tell you? No, my bad to interrupt. But didn't
No,
I tell you?
you're good.
Didn't I tell you before this whole lockdowns, schools, work shut down? I told you I wore my mask. Science teacher, you might see this one day, but I love you. You said, my science teacher, I think I told you, my science teacher
Yeah.
told me, why are you wearing the mask? There's no point in wearing the mask. It's not gonna be in America. It's not gonna be in America. I mind you, for people who don't know, I'm in college and I was in a class with at least 1,000 students, big class.
I remember
I
that.
swear to God, I was the only person wearing a mask. This woman called me out. I love her though. She's funny. My science teacher, my bio teacher, she called me out. Why are you wearing a mask? There's no point in wearing a mask. You should use the mask for the people who need it. Who need it now, though? Who need it now, though?
Everybody.
All right. My bad. My
No, no,
bad. So keep
you're
going.
good. No, you make a good point though. I don't know. It's been hella like changes. I don't even know they're like rumors at this point. I don't really know. I heard that you can get it through sex now.
Sex? Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like,
dead
of
ass.
course, sex because it's bodily
I didn't
fluid.
know that.
It's
Well,
bodily
yeah,
fluid.
and
For
like
example,
through, no, through your
um,
eyes. That's what I
but it's
heard.
all because it's all bodily fluid.
Cause
Like for
fluid,
example, if I
everywhere.
sneezed on your face and I had COVID, even though you didn't touch it in your mouth or your nose, I could get it in your eye, and that's a way of going into your body. I feel like COVID, correct me if I'm wrong, it kind of travels through any type of bodily part. For
Body
example,
fluid.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like if
agree.
someone had COVID,
That makes
and
sense.
let's say you had a cut, and
Uh-huh.
somehow they have some type of sneeze or a cough that has some type of liquid that goes in the cut, I feel like you would get
Mhm.
COVID.
Mhm.
So I don't
Yeah,
know. So when
I
it
agree.
comes, one thing I learned about COVID is I don't know if I told you about the 3 minute rule. Did I tell you about the 3 minute rule?
No,
So
really.
this is what I heard before. So I've did a little research, and it said that after someone who is diagnosed with COVID touches something, it can last up to 3 minutes. I'm saying,
Mhm.
like, let's say if they sneeze or cough or have some type of fluid from their bodily fluids after being diagnosed with COVID, it'll last up to 3 minutes. But an updated research shows it could last up to no, not 3 minutes. My bad. 3 days.
Mhm.
3 days. But research has it could last up to 17 days. So let's say if I sneeze on my hand and I had COVID and I touch your doorknob, it's going to be on there for 17 days. That's about 2 weeks and a few days.
Dude, that's what the fuck.
So people
That's
who do not,
crazy.
even though people who think, this is just a message to everybody, whoever is not wearing a mask, you might say, oh, I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to get it. No, you also have to consider not giving it to people, because there's people out here that feel like it's only going to get to them. They might not even know they have it. And then they end up
That's,
sneezing and coughing. This will never end.
that's true.
That
That's all
goes.
true.
So, oh, my bad. I think I interrupted you, but is there anything else you wanted to say about anything else you would do differently?
Um, I guess I've been kind of lacking lately. I think now I'm like more like I wear a mask. Don't get me wrong. I get
Wear
a
a
mask.
mask?
I wear a mask and I'm really like aware of my surroundings. But I have gone to two parties. They've been family parties, but I still feel like I still shouldn't really be exposed to people like that or big groups of people just because of like, you never know or people are haven't been tested. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry,
Why?
but you're agreeing to my point. But now you're saying you went to two parties, and
They've been family.
I know how y'all Mexicans go down. I'm talking. Hey, get some drinks in you, hey! And y'all sharing them bottles. Y'all dancing to your bachatas, your tamboritos,
Cumbia
and your salsa verdes. You guys are dancing, sweating.
to la banda.
So you've been partying
I've only been to
twice.
two, twice. But
After agreeing with me about spreading.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think that's something that I'm gonna work on for sure. Like just being extra aware and cautious, just because my dad, and my stepmom and stuff like that.
My question that also adds up to that, or wait, are you done talking about like what you could do after, like differently? Because you said you went to parties, so I feel like that's something
Stay
you're not gonna
at
do.
home. Maybe not go to like every fucking
Parties.
Sorry, language.
No, you could cuss, bitch, fuck. You can say whatever you want. I'm gonna just put it adult for the category. But what are you gonna do different, or what? Let's say this two-way question: what are you gonna do different, or what is something that you realize after the quarantine or during this quarantine?
You're hitting me with some deep ass questions. Hold on.
This is spiritual miracle individual Michael you're speaking.
Say the second question again.
All right, so I said this. I said it's either. Are you let me talk? Or are we talking about your hair?
No. My hair is. I feel like it's
my hair.
I'm sorry. You gotta cut that out, by the way.
All right,
you gotta cut that.
No, nothing's getting cut out. This is continuous.
No.
All right, back to what I was saying. So the question was, what is something that you're gonna change after this quarantine, after all this COVID, or what is something that you realize after this, during this whole quarantine? Like, for example, I realized that I got to spend more time with people I care for because life is even shorter now that we have a crazy virus that's attacking the world.
Hell yeah.
So, what you think?
I think I'm with you on that one. I think it just made me appreciate, like, I think now I feel like I've always been kind of like really appreciative of what I have and who I have around me and stuff like that. Like you
She's
know.
single, guys. She is single. She's humble.
Stop.
She's beautiful. Stop. She's the most amazing. But continue.
No, but yeah, I feel like just too. Being. Wait, you are?
Bro,
what happened to that? What happened?
All for the camera. Look at me, guys.
What happened to that?
She knows that I'm on quarantine. I take this serious. I ain't got no time for no. But
I know Snitch, but he had linked up with
Return of the. Shut the. Man, continue what you're saying. Man. Hey, demonetize.
All right. Yeah, just being extra appreciative, like just being around people that actually like support you. I feel like this whole quarantine thing made me appreciate those. I mean, just made me realize who's really there for you and like who checks up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like
who's there? Who's there in the times of need?
Right. Like this is. I mean, it's still overwhelming. Period. Because it's not just the coronavirus that's going on. Like that's above other issues, right? Social issues. But like, it really made me open my eyes and be like, oh, like.
It makes you realize really how small. Like, makes you realize how small your circle really is.
It's been small. But small? I think it got smaller.
My circle itty bitty like a titty girl. It's always been itty bitty. You know what I'm
over here picturing my titty.
All right, we're talking about COVID.
Okay.
All right, so all right, you're done. So back to me.
Okay.
What I'm. All right, so to me, no. First, is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, that's it. Go ahead.
That's it. Mm-hmm. All right. You sure?
Go ahead.
All right.
Positive.
Positive. Okay. So for me, something I'm gonna do differently. Man. Chasing whatever. This sounds corny, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Just doing whatever you feel like you've been holding back on. Like life is really short. For example, this podcast. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, guys. And for you, those who watch my YouTube video or back in the day, I've presented my YouTube channel. I've been lacking. I've been
real lacking.
You see the channel?
Real lacking.
And you see my first video?
Real lacking.
After that video, I said I would post a video a week, and it's been about a year now. It's been about a year, so I procrastinated a lot. It's been a year. A lot of time's flying. Time's flying. So that's one thing I'm gonna do differently. I'm not gonna procrastinate no more. You know what I'm saying? I feel as if it's sad that I took to the point where I needed a whole entire worldwide virus to make me realize that time is short. So
Literally.
that's something I'm doing differently. Not not only thinking about something, but not thinking about it too much to the point where you're not gonna do it. I feel like you should do it even if you fail or succeed, because in the end of the day, not doing it is the same thing as failing. So I'd rather take my chances than not do it at all. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna stop procrastinating. I really got it, and I'm gonna keep this video to the day I die. I'm not procrastinating no more. I'm really gonna get shit done.
You saying
And
that shit in existence.
I'm the podcast is going, and I'm gonna try to keep this consistent. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's for sure something I'm
Oh,
changing.
I have one.
What?
I have one age. Me and you could relate to this one.
Me and
Self
you.
motive. Yes, me and
Me
you.
and you. It's just me and you. Just the two. Okay. What was it
Right.
saying? My bad.
Self motivation. We working on that bitch. Hell, bruh. How many snaps?
Hey, I said you could cuss. Calm
You
down.
said you were like bitch, fuck. All right, let me stop.
I know you're
Let me-
fine. All right, self
Let me
motivation, definitely.
collect myself.
But I feel like to add on to your self motivation, I feel like there's a lot of people who can't motivate themselves. They feel like they need to cling on or they need to reach out to a different source to get this
Yeah.
motivation. So I feel
Definitely.
like low key, as much as it's not our priority to have to motivate others, if you have the opportunity to, for example, like myself, I try my best to lend a hand out. You know what I mean? Especially in times like this, I feel like a lot of people feel at loss because they're not doing what they're used to doing. You know, some people might feel sluggish, some people might feel lazy, feel as if like, you know, their chances of doing what they're doing is gone because of the whole COVID thing. But I feel like in the end of the day, you could get what you want to get done as long as you maneuver through it. For example, let's say somebody says, "Man, I can't get the body that I dreamed of anymore. The gym's not open." There's so much things you can do besides going to the gym to work out. You don't even have to go out. At home workouts. With the access of social media and YouTube, there is so many videos of home workouts you can do. 10-minute, 15-minute workouts you could just put into your days that are
There's
killer
apps too.
workouts. I'm talking about workouts that'll bring you pain. I'm talking about the next day. Your ass is cramped, your calves
I
are
believe
cramped.
you.
You ain't walking. You got the Bambi legs. You're walking like that. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things you can do at home. That's kind of like the light bulb to the whole situation of COVID. It makes you have time to really sit down and think about a lot of things. And
Yeah.
one thing to always think about is don't give up and don't lose faith.
Yeah.
The moment you
And
lose
that's
faith, oh my bad. You want to say something?
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I feel like the moment you lose faith on something based on a situation such as the COVID, you'll build a continuous routine of doing that. Let's say, well, forbid it happens. Let's say COVID is not the only thing we have to worry about. Let's say another virus came out the blue. Are you going to continue not doing what you dreamed of? Or are you going to continue saying, "Oh, I can't become what I want to be. It's COVID." I feel like at the same time, of course, you should do your best to quarantine, but at the same time, don't give up on your passion just because, you know, because you don't have the same utilities. Make the best thing out of what you got. Because there's a lot of
Boom.
people who have less than you, as crazy, or I'm not trying to say talk bad about other people, but there's some people with less that's doing more than people with more. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
There's
I'm with you
people
on
in third
that.
world countries that are doing so much more than people with so much more. There's people with less that are doing more than people with more. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying one thing that I realize is don't give up. Have faith. and don't rush things. Don't, this corona thing is going to stay a while if you make it stay a while. You know what I mean? If you keep going out, not wearing a mask, especially. I'm not
I
pointing you
wear,
out, H.
yeah,
I'm
I
not pointing
wear
you
mask.
out. This might be a podcast between me and you, but I'm talking to everybody now, H. Just remember that. I'm just saying,
Oh
just do
my
what's
God.
right. You know what I mean? Just do
Honestly,
what's right. All right, is there anything else you
no.
wanted to add on to that?
I mean, I just wanted to say, like, I think what well, at least I'm talking for myself. Um, what caused that when I would talk to like you about it, just like the routines we had before all this happened. We're always on a beat. Well, me personally, I was always on a beat. I was working
Yeah.
at two jobs. I had two jobs. I was
Miss
going to school full time.
Independent.
So I had essays on top of that, and like
That's
when
my
all this thing,
homie. I was like, all right, my bad.
I
Got a little excited.
but but when all this happened, and I lost the jobs and like the school part going there, and like I love the routine of like just on my way to school, like
Mm-hmm.
I just loved it. It was like my own little space and my own zone. I loved it. But when all that shit, I realized that I wasn't able to do that because everything that was happening. I ain't gonna lie, it affected me. It made me like lose motivation, especially when I like stop working, like the income not coming in and like supporting your family and all that
Right.
stuff. It became stressful. I just felt like I was just sitting in the house doing
I feel it.
nothing, being useless. And like, I don't know, like I don't want to say it, but I felt like a bum look. I was like, what am I
I
doing?
feel
Sitting
you.
doing
I
nothing,
feel
watching
you.
TV all day. Like this is not me. Like
Hey,
I
but
was on a
realize this.
beat.
But check this out. Don't put yourself down about that.
I don't
Because
know, of
the
course
thing
not.
about it, no, check this out. You're realizing that you're not really doing much. And you're realizing that there has to be change. You're not
Right.
stuck in a cycle where you're sitting down, not realizing what you're doing is wrong. For example, there's probably, I'm not trying to down people, but there's probably many people who are sitting down, not realizing that, oh man, I had this sick. Because when you have that feeling of, damn, I'm not doing nothing, or damn, I could be doing something, that's where change happens. That's where action happens. There's many people who fall down this path of, damn, there's COVID, I can't work, I get to relax all day. I'm chilling now. And they don't realize that, damn, they're actually like tearing themselves down. They're ruining their lives in a negative way by not doing what they're used to doing, losing passion, not being able to get in the grind that they used to do. And the thing about you that I could relate so much to is that you're realizing there is a point where you're like, oh shit, what am I really doing? And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. So as much as you can say down to yourself, or many people say down to yourself talking about, oh, I haven't been doing much, I just been watching TV. But you got to realize this. You're at the breaking point of changing because you realize it. And that's all you got to worry about. Now that you realize that you got to make change, now you have the idea in your mind. Now it's just all up to you to take the action. So you're already one step ahead of a lot of people who don't realize that they're not doing shit.
Right.
But as much as you could beat yourself up, at the same time, you realize you need change, and that's a big step. A lot of people don't want to take because they don't want to accept the fact that they ain't doing shit. Because at the end of the day, that's everybody. As much as people will say, "Nah, life is great. I'm chilling right now. It don't matter if I'm not doing this and that." A lot of people who say that are missing what they're used to doing. That's how I feel about it. So at the end of the
No.
day, don't beat yourself up. For a lot of people who are watching this, don't beat yourself up. Just realize that you just made a realization, and now all you have to do is just take the action to make change and get adjusted to the lifestyle that you was living in the past.
Definitely.
My
Yeah, I
bad to
think
interrupt.
no, you're good. I think it just took me a minute at first. It was kind of like a lot to handle and a lot to reflect on. Just like identity wise of who am I, what am I doing kind of thing. But it took me some time, and I've learned a lot from myself and like from those around me and from the things that are happening, the obstacles and the crisis that's going on and like the effects and the pros, all that. So I guess it just made me realize a lot about myself and how I can overcome feelings like that,
Right.
And just being grateful, going back to being grateful, like being grateful that I get to stay home and be with my family, things like that. That it's just the bigger picture when you step back and look at it.
Hey, and then in the day, you gotta be grateful we're still living. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
That's one thing,
Right.
man. But besides the COVID talk, there's another topic I want to talk about, and this might be completely
Oh
random to you, but
God.
it's not random to me because I've been looking into this a lot.
Oh God. Have you talked to me about it before or no?
No, never.
Oh God.
You kind of look
Okay.
like it.
Wait, me?
Yes, you kind of look like it.
You said not the virus, right?
Aliens.
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm saying, do you believe in aliens? Before you answer,
No, I do not.
before you answer, I believe aliens are completely real. 100%.
How? You seen one before?
And I'll tell you my conspiration. All right, I'm a little drunk. I can't talk right now. I'll tell you my theory. After you explain to yourself, explain to me why you don't believe in aliens. So you don't believe in aliens.
No, I do not.
Why?
Because I haven't seen one. That's one.
Have you explored
I
the
don't
world?
know. I haven't. So I can't say I believe in it if I've never encountered
So
it,
videos of spaceships in these countries, third world countries, Spanish countries, Asian countries, deserts, they're just fake.
But you're talking about outer space, right? Like coming from up there, right? You say aliens. When I hear the word alien, I kind of just think about like those green, like Lil Mayo. Do you know who Lil Mayo is?
But no? What makes? Okay. Yes, I know Lil Mayo.
The big head. That's how I think about like those big aliens that come from like above and they come down here. Do they kill? See, I don't even know.
Now you're just going completely off the question. Your question is,
because you say don't believe in aliens. I don't.
Why don't you believe them though? You're not answering my question.
I don't know. I just don't believe in them. Like I don't put too much energy or thought into it, so I don't really believe in it, I guess. I don't know. Make me believe it then. You got proof?
Let me tell you the proof. Hold on.
I cannot.
Hold on, let me. All right, I'll stop playing. I believe aliens are completely real. 100% real, just like Bigfoot.
Why?
Wait, can you hear me still?
Wait, hold on. Take it back. You believe in Bigfoot?
All right, before I go into Bigfoot, let me explain why aliens are real. I feel like aliens are real. There's so many documentaries. You could go on YouTube right now and see Area 51 worker talking about aliens and stuff. Aliens, extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. And at the same time, if you look into these people who work for Area 51, people who are watching this video, don't get me. You know, I'm just a young college man. You know, I ain't trying to message you government folk. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
Get a little tipsy, y'all. Just
you look into these documentaries of sightings, not only sightings, but people who saw them, and suddenly there's a lot of people vanishing that after spoken about aliens. Not only that, but there's people who worked in Area 51 who are always targeted either with random prison time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Random. They're a random target to the government for some reason after speaking out. So, yes, the government is like, I feel like the government is keeping it on hush. That's kind of how I feel about a lot of things. For example, how I feel about, hey, this might sound like a wild guess, but I feel like COVID is kind of a man-made virus.
Like the government made it?
I ain't saying nobody made it. I'm just saying I feel like the world where the government don't correct me if I'm wrong.
Has something to do with the
Are
COVID?
are
You know what?
no
That
no
came
no
to my
check it
mind
out.
too, but not aliens.
No, they're throwing out stuff so you could forget about things. Think about it.
Like the aliens?
Think about it. A
You
lot of
lost
this
me,
connects to a
bro.
lot of things though. For example, before COVID attack, everybody was talking about the presidential race.
Right.
Who's going to be
Right,
our
right,
next
right.
president?
Right.
People completely forgot about that.
When the COVID thing happened. Yup.
COVID came
Yup.
through. And then another terrible act of police brutality came out of nowhere. Police killing our brown and black folks. Now everybody forgets about COVID. I'm not trying to make a correlation, but I'm saying that I feel like at times, not only does the news not show a lot of things that we should be seeing, good and bad sides of people, but they're also throwing out all this news to where it covers up a lot, if you get what I mean. Because I feel like a
Kind of
lot of,
like distractions.
yes, so you could forget about a whole topic. For example, this is just an example. It's not real, but I'm just saying, like, the whole R. Kelly thing, when he peed on a little girl. He peed on a little girl, and let's say something wild came next, like Michael Jackson came back to life. It's not no music video from Thriller. He came back like this in real life. He's alive. Everyone's gonna be like,
where'd you hear this from? I didn't even hear about
I'm
this.
saying an example.
Oh.
All right. So Michael Jackson's back to
silly.
life. Michael Jackson's back to life. Who do you think is gonna be talking about R. Kelly, as horrible as it is, peeing on a girl? When Michael Jackson just came back to life. A dead person, it's like Tupac coming back to life. Do you think the news is still going to be talking about R. Kelly peeing on a girl? Or we could talk about Tupac coming back to life. I'm talking about Come With Me. I'm talking about West Side to the Day I Die. I'm talking Tupac. Shakur. Pac, Pac, Po, Pee, Pee, Poo, Poo. I'm talking about the legend, the GOAT, Tupac. That's just an example. I'm just saying.
You're right. I mean, I feel like that's with everything. I mean,
though.
So you're saying, hold on. Let me get this like in my head, because my brain's starting to hurt. You're saying the distractions are the government / alien.
No. You're getting it all wrong.
I'm like
a
trying
lot
to put in
of
the
stuff
alien
is
part,
getting
like,
covered. A lot of things are getting covered. A lot of light is not shining on sometimes not the right things. For example, there's a lot of incidents of police brutality that we may not know of. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of incidents of many things, but it's getting covered up. Mm-hmm. But this is just far off the topic. What I'm trying to say is I feel like aliens are real. You're fine. Do whatever makes you comfortable. You can be upside down, left, right. You can lay down. It's whatever.
I can lay down?
Check this out. Do whatever you want.
Wait, but you got to take this part out, okay?
Mind you, I'm wearing my hoodie. I'm going to be honest with y'all right now. I'm in my boxers. I'm just wearing a hoodie, man. I'm just wearing a hoodie. I feel the breeze on my drawers. All right. But what I'm saying is aliens are real. I feel like they're real. I've seen I didn't say aliens. I've seen ghosts. If I've seen ghosts, I definitely believe in aliens. I believe aliens are real.
You gotta convince me a little more.
All right. Why?
After this call, I'm gonna have to like.
No. Hold on. I'm not done. Why is it that I don't know if you know about Area 51, but in Area 51 in Nevada, they do not allow you to pass a specific premises.
I've heard about that.
Maybe even 50, 100 miles near the location. Not even near the location. Why is it that? Because I've been in road trips to Vegas, and I've passed Nevada. Well, Vegas is in Nevada, but I've been in the desert in Nevada, and I've seen many army trucks and hundreds going towards the way of Area 51. and they have snipers on mountains. Why
I
isn't
heard
that?
they kill you if you go in there, or if you see something or something, they kill
But
you. That's what
why?
I
What
heard.
what is so crazy to the point where
They're
they'll
hiding
go
something
against
there. They're hiding.
civilians?
They're
Aliens?
hiding something from us.
And I think Bigfoot is
Aliens.
real.
All right. I I've
You
heard
ever
about
seen a
the
moose? You ever seen a
what
moose? Have you ever seen a moose? A picture of a moose? You know how
the animal.
magical mooses look? Look, I'm not saying Bigfoot's real right
You
now.
drunk?
Check it. No, no, I'm not drunk.
Oh.
Bigfoot, Bigfoot was real. I'm not saying he's real right now. Because think about it. We have before Christ. I'm talking dinosaur, Jurassic times. We had dinosaurs. We had cavemen. Bigfoot, I feel like it's just a mutated white gorilla. And monkeys and gorillas are the closest species to human. And I feel like Bigfoot could just be a mutation of a human and an ape. Because think about it.
But he was
Bigfoot
big as
Bigfoot is
fuck.
just a
That
primate.
can't be real.
There's
Like
humans in this world that are like 7'11", 8 feet humans. There are 4'11" girls who want 6 foot guys. Nothing is impossible in this world when it comes to height. I be
don't
seeing girls trying to get with guys, and it looks like a German Shepherd with a teacup Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Yes, sometimes it looks like a rhino with a Chihuahua. Okay, chill. But Bigfoot is
All
real.
right.
You don't think Bigfoot's real?
No, I don't know. I
Even in the
never,
past,
never
think
thought
about
about
it.
it.
Think about it now. With all the technology now, cameras and stuff. Of course, people would cite Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, I feel like it's gone. I feel like he was prehistoric time. I believe there was a Bigfoot. I'm not saying he is real now. I'm saying there
So
was a
like
Bigfoot.
there was.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay.
You think Bigfoot was real?
No, I'm saying yeah to the part like was, not
He
now.
was
But
real.
I don't know. I just never thought about it. Like I feel like the only things I kind of believe in, or I do believe in, is like witches, ghosts, spirits.
Hold on.
Um,
You believe in witches?
I
I'm
do.
talking flying on a broomstick,
No.
snaggletooth, big Phineas
Okay,
Ferb
okay.
Dorito chip nose, big
No,
ass pointy titty hat, flying on a broom.
no,
Are
not flying
real
on a broom, but
witches. I'm talking witches.
I
If you don't believe in Bigfoot,
okay. No,
I got
okay.
big
I
feet.
believe.
I could be Bigfoot.
Oh, no, I do not
All
think
right, you
Bigfoot
don't
is
think he's
real.
real? Let me switch next topic. Pass the way. Hey, what's up, bro? You're on YouTube.
You're gonna be on YouTube, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah, you're gonna be on
Posting this,
YouTube, my brother.
and I post this on YouTube.
All right, next topic.
Okay.
I'm not trying to connect everything to COVID because we're not doing that. But after the whole Corona thing,
Right. You're
how do
not trying
you
to connect it, but you
how
bring
do
it
you
up.
feel about relationships and talking to other people now?
Woo!
I'm talking about kissing, rubbing, tubbing. But we had just COVID.
I'm playing. I'm playing. Cut that out too.
I'm cutting that out. Then we keeping that. That's content. But
No, delete that.
all right, how do you feel about relationships after COVID?
Um, I think.
Do you feel like you could find a guy? Do you feel like that's another thing you have to ask the person before you get with them? Are you gonna have to ask a guy or a
Did you have
girl?
COVID? Huh? Yes. You're gonna be on YouTube.
You being on YouTube? Shout out what you got to shout out.
Okay.
All right. So do you feel like you're gonna have to add that question of do you have COVID? Just like how you ask someone before doing the woo woo if you got any diseases. Do you feel like you add COVID into the conversation, like before I get with you, COVID just happened. I don't want no
nice.
COVID-19 ding-a-ling, you know what I mean?
So like you're saying this after
After COVID is done. like let's say people are allowed to be out like normal again, but at the same time, we're still cautious. A lot of people died.
Right.
You
Okay.
feel like you would still be
mm,
asking somebody that question? Like, how would you approach somebody nowadays? Now that the whole COVID thing went on, is that another
ooh,
thing you have to add to the list? Like, yo,
I think it'd be nice to know if they got tested. Like if I was talking to someone or I was feeling someone, I'd be nice to be like, or before I meet up with you, um, can you go get tested? I think that's the way I'd kind of handle the situation. I'd get tested myself, um, and just have him get tested as well, just so we both are safe, or just be honest
right,
and be like, have you been exposed to anybody who had COVID or
right. Do you
so
feel
things
like do you feel like it's gonna be a fear? Something you're gonna fear? Because I don't know. Well, I'm not trying to put your business out,
low
but for
low key.
me, I've had my fair share of the punani. I'm a young man. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's another thing on the list. Like, it's already hard enough to ask a significant other if they have something, especially coming from a guy. It's hard to bring up, like, you can't just come out the blue and be like, yo, you got any diseases? Like, yo, that's just
No, I
disrespectful.
hella
So, you know what I mean?
disrespectful.
But of course I know how to, you just present it like, I ain't got nothing. I was wondering if you ain't got nothing, just to make sure we cool.
Uh-huh.
But now, do you feel like, as a woman, do you feel like it's rude if, let's say I'm someone you're gonna mess with, I asked you, do you have COVID? Do you have Corona? Like, let's say I pop that question. We're about
I,
to,
I think the way you said it, like, do you have COVID? I think it's more of
how should
accusing.
somebody ask it though
Have you got tested?
for
Have
COVID?
yeah, have you gone to get tested to see yeah for COVID?
But do you feel like
And
you
if
asked that
and if I,
before having interest in the person, or once
I
you
think
have that interest and you're about to start something?
yeah, I think further down the line, if you guys are gonna meet up, if anything, because you're texting, it's whatever, but seeing someone in person, because hugging, all that stuff. So
All right. Since you
um,
talked about testing, I don't know. Have you been tested for
no, I
COVID?
haven't.
Do you feel like you would get tested anytime soon? I heard the test is not bad. I heard they just put like a big Q-tip up your nose.
Mm. Yeah, my stepmom got tested and my dad did too.
Do you feel like you
Um,
would get tested anytime soon? And if you do get tested, do you feel like this is something everyone should do regularly?
I think I think I would, and I am, um, just because I have been out, but I don't have any symptoms, which doesn't mean anything. And I heard that you can't get tested unless you've been like exposed to someone who has COVID, or you have symptoms. So
Wait, you said people can't get tested unless they've been exposed or have symptoms?
yeah, you can't get tested just
I
like that,
don't think it
or like if
works
you're,
like that.
or or if you're gonna apply for a job, I think.
I
I think
think
that's
you get tested. I feel like it's more like you could get tested, but there might be a fee. But if it's for something like you feel like you got exposed or you're going for a career or a job or something, that's when I feel like there may like be a discount to the fee. But I don't feel like you can't get
yeah.
tested if you're not
That's, no, that's really what it is.
for us.
I asked, yeah, because um, my
Hmm.
stepmom and my dad went to get tested, so that's how I know. Oh, what happened? Did you see that?
Yeah, it was weird.
No, no, it's
Aliens.
weird.
It's the alien.
Can you believe it's an alien?
You don't believe? Okay.
I don't. I don't. You really gotta help me believe in that, cause
All right, I'm sorry. All right. So you feel like something that's gonna be different is you're gonna be asking beforehand if someone has COVID when it comes to
that
relationships.
further down the line, like if I'm feeling the person.
But not everybody's like you. You know what I mean? Not everybody
Right.
just doesn't fool around with everybody. Someone who, believe me, correct me if I'm wrong, you
Wait,
pick
what you trying
somebody.
to say?
You don't throw the pussy out like samples from Costco. You are a woman who respects herself. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to intrude.
However, I'm above it to that one. However, there's women, even if they do show their punani or expose themselves to others, it doesn't make them any different, you know? I feel like women have the right to
Oh,
show their body to whoever they want to show it because everyone
look,
has different reasons.
let me
So I
correct
might be,
myself.
I don't judge
My
that.
bad for these. All right, check this out. I might have said it incorrectly. You know
Yeah,
this.
I had
I'm
to
not
check
like
you there. I
this. All
did.
right, let me tell everybody this before I have fucking the whole feminist party Karens on my ass. I'm not saying women can't sleep with anybody they want. What I'm trying to really say is men and women, you can sleep whoever you want as long as there's consent. I'm talking you guys are in a mutual agreement about what y'all about to do. I don't approve of people who sleep around with random people without letting them be aware of their actions. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go out and sleep with 30 women and be like making them fall in love with me because you know that usually happens. You know what I mean? Like I do my thing, shorties fall in love with me. All right, but I'm saying you gotta come to a consensual agreement that you guys are gonna do whatever you're gonna do. I'm just saying, how do you feel about people who don't really, people who want to, go out and have fun in that type of way? Like, do you feel like they should be? Because at the end of the day, there's people that don't even ask for diseases.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. I think that everyone handles the situation very differently, and I feel like everyone knows about safety, you know?
Right.
Everyone knows about safety, and I think that now it's just more, you have to be extra aware, extra cautious of who you do have who you are in contact with. But that's everyone, you know. I think that everyone should already know that. Just that everyone deals with their handles it differently, you know.
Right.
Um, and like going back to what I said, like it's everyone got their own body. Everybody lives in their own body, and they do what they please and what makes them happy.
Right.
So, cause shit, sex is a need.
I ain't going to
Don't cut
answer that.
don't cut that out.
I'm not gonna cut nothing out. Nothing. When you yawn, your boogers out, you farted. I'm not
I
cutting
had a
nothing out.
booger, you guys.
All right. So back to what I was saying. So my opinion is, I'm not only gonna ask people who I might do whatever with or a relationship. I'm gonna ask anybody. Karina knows this, but I am very quarantined with it. I'm talking about like I don't really go out like that. I'm really not with going out like usual because I don't know if it's specifically if it's in a place of crowdedness. If it's like let's say a hiking trail, of course I'm down for that. The beach, early morning, I'm down for that. But if it's like a party or something like that, and you're just going like, you know what I mean? It's very cautious. So relationships are not even like really a thought in my head. But I'm getting a little lonely sometimes. But I was just saying, like, relationships is not really in
I
my
feel
mind
you.
like that. But that's how I feel. I feel like regardless if it's a relationship with a love relationship, a friendship relationship, a mentor relationship, you just gotta be cautious when you're out there. There's
And
nothing
that's
wrong
what
with
I'm
asking
saying.
someone if they have any symptoms or if they have COVID. There's nothing wrong with it. It's better safe than sorry.
If you've gotten tested. I
Yeah.
feel like it's already like how do I say, like whoever has COVID, you kind of like exclude yourself from people. So if you were to tell somebody like, "Oh, I have COVID," I don't know, like people already feel isolated in a sense. So like if you approach somebody, "Oh, do you have COVID?" Like, or have you had COVID? Like, I don't think they'll feel comfortable enough to tell you
Okay. Yeah.
unless
That's a
like
little
they're
wild.
hella,
That's a
they're
little.
like close, you
I
know?
feel like it's. Of course, you shouldn't. You should always approach it the correct way.
Right.
Not only for COVID, but for many things.
That's what
Like
I
I'm
was
not gonna
saying.
go up to a random girl and be like, "Do you have STDs? Do you got herpes?"
That'd
That's
be
just
fucked up.
disrespectful. But
That would
if
be
you
fucked
brought it
up.
up, like if you brought it up in a correct way, a polite way, saying it like, have you ever experienced blah, 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 or you ever got tested for it, then it'll come out in a right way. But if you come in disrespectful, regardless if you're saying, you shouldn't be approaching people like that. That's all I'm saying.
You see that TikTok when they go.
All right, I don't fuck with TikTok. I feel like a lot of TikTok girls turn into hoes.
Going back to what we were just saying.
Pause. Let me tell you something. I've seen it. I'm gonna
take the bottle away from him, please.
Keep it true. A lot of these TikTok girls turn into OnlyFans girls. 1 minute they're doing that juju on that beat, and they're doing
not even juju.
You know what I mean?
They go just
no, they be like this. They be, and then now they're in OnlyFans like that. I'm just saying, a lot of girls out here just because
how do you
TikTok,
know that?
I'm just saying.
You talking shit.
As weird as it sounds, I've seen many OnlyFans from people who started from TikTok, famous TikTok people.
Would you ever get on TikTok? I mean, would you ever do an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I do my meat swings. Actually, you can follow me on OnlyFans right now, just $5 a month. Some cheap, Yellow Thunder 31.
Damn, you cheap.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not exclusive.
I'll be like this.
Naked?
Yeah, my thing's like this.
Oh, wow. All right.
No. All right. My real topic is, how do you feel about weed?
Weed?
Do you feel like over time it's been accepted by the public? Do you feel like people should still be getting such long jail time for selling weed, even if they don't have a permit?
I don't know.
For example, there's many people that I know of or many people I've looked into within my community and many other communities where they sell weed on the side just to, support their families, all this. But to where if you're not seen with a permit, you're still getting the same punishment as if weed wasn't legalized, even though you're not selling. It's like, for example, if I was selling, like, let's say weed is, you need a permit or a medical card to get weed, right?
Medical card, yeah.
Medical card. Let's say I don't have a card for selling lemonade. I don't have a stand or some type of credential to say I could sell on this corner some lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel?
I'm on a date.
A date? Who?
With myself and my spirit and my soul.
I'm not cutting this out. Back to you.
Stop! Cut it out!
Recording the whole time. But I'm gonna cut the video up. All right. Marijuana. Do you smoke?
I do smoke.
Do you feel like weed should be looked down upon? Still.
No, because it makes me feel good and it makes people feel good.
Relax. Yeah,
depends on how much you take.
That's something that I completely agree with. I feel like weed should have been legalized just like how alcohol and cigarettes are legalized. Alcohol, like, there's a lot of people who overdose on alcohol. A lot of people get cancer from smoking cigarettes. But you never hear something wrong from weed. You never hear someone saying, oh, I overdosed on weed.
Right. But I think the thing about that, what does it do? It just kills your brain cells or some shit like that.
I feel like that's for anything. If you're excessively smoking, for example, let's say I was to continuously take Tylenol or Advil, I'm gonna have liver failure. I'm gonna have all these bad. This I feel like it's all depends on quantity. Like, I feel like you need a crazy amount of weed to become straight, like, just a plant. Like, I feel like if it's something you do every now and then, there's nothing wrong with it. And it doesn't cause as much harm as, let's say, alcohol. Someone who, let's say, a comparison of someone who's drunk driving or someone who's high driving.
I mean, it's different for everyone. You think about, like, everyone's body is different and everyone handles weed differently. So, like, it's not the same reaction and, like, with everyone. So, I mean, that's with drinking and smoking, So I can't really speak on that too much, but I know shit. I smoke so.
Children. I'm just.
Yeah.
And this is a good example.
Why you don't do it? No, I'm not no like I gotta wake up and bake, smoke every day type shit.
No, weed is not bad at all. And like you said, don't do drugs. There's many things that are drugs. Pain medicine is drugs. Me watching Instagram 24 hours out the day, that's a drug.
Damn near. That's why I don't be on social media like that.
Weed is just
Scrolling.
you know, a lot of things are drugs. A habit's a drug. Love is a drug. Heartbreak is a drug because it kills you. You know, I think girls ain't shit either, but I feel like heartbreak. Do you really feel that way?
Wait, I'm not even crying. I shouldn't cry. We shouldn't cry. We don't cry on nobody, right? We don't
I don't cry. I don't know about you. I don't really know about you.
Where's that? Nobody.
But I feel like, all right, just to mix it up, do you feel like weed helps with sex?
I heard it's like a good. Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't mess.
Have you ever been high? Have you ever been high?
Of course I have, but I feel like
you don't like it.
No. Check this out. I feel like it does help with like the whole, because I feel like it embodies the, because you know I feel like there's a difference from sex, just fucking, and making love. See, I could fucking just bust a nut, and after I could just bust a nut and be like, you know what? See you later. I'm gonna go grab a burger. I'm gonna call it a night. And there's love, where it's not only like physical, it's like verbal, spiritual, mental, and I feel like smoking, like it makes all those things explode into something more. Like it amplifies it. It makes it louder. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a game changer. Just like alcohol, like how people say, like what was it, Jacquees or was it Dage Low talking about Hennessy. Me, you, and Hennessy.
No, me, Hennessy, and you.
No, and then no, that's the lyrics. That's just the hook. That's the hook.
What are you saying?
All right, back to what I was saying. So you think it's a yes? It does help, or it makes it better.
Wait, sex?
Yeah. Do you feel like it would help?
I think it would. Yeah. I think it's not a bad idea to try it. Shit, that's why
alcohol with sex or weed with sex. You have to pick one.
Fucking crossfade it both. Fuck.
You pick one. See, it's people like you.
I'm sorry. I'm
do
sorry.
that
I'm
bullshit.
I'm playing. I think I'll go with weed. Get high.
Yeah.
Get high.
I feel like when you're drunk, it's just sloppy. I feel like it's messy. I feel like, just think about it. You fucking like this and shit. I feel like when you're high, there's a certain point when you smoke, and it's like kind of a sophisticated love. Because like I personally, when I smoke, I feel like I got that, like that. I feel like if I got my eyes, like I'm already Asian now, I already got the chinky eyes, but it goes extra. I'm talking about. She thinks I'm not looking at her, but the cross thing.
The crossfade when you smoke and you drink, you crossfade it.
The reason I don't like it is because I don't have control of myself. I have control of myself to an extent. I'm talking, I know what I'm doing, but it's just sloppy. Like you'll just see me doing one of these things. Like I could be like trying to be romantic, you know, trying to get on my shorty. And then next, I stub my fucking pinky toe and I'm on the floor. And it's like, yo, you just fucking killed the fucking mood. Fuck off, bro. Go home, bro.
Fucking weak.
That's weak.
Or you stick your finger in her asshole instead of her pussy.
Hey, H, this is YouTube. Just remember.
Oh,
Keep it
no,
at.
cut that out for cut
Keep
that
it
out
at.
for
All right.
sure. No,
But
nobody needs to know I talk like that. Take it out. This is only between me and you. Take it out. Okay, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm not serious.
too late to
Take it out. Take
apologize.
it out. Take that
Well,
bitch out.
Karina,
Well, it was great to see you.
it was nice seeing you.
It We'll see you again, my friends. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, we don't need all that. Peace, y'all.